very impromptu recording happening. I just woke up getting ready to go film the pod this morning, and I don't know, I thought I would record getting ready and do a little life check-in. Starting off strong with some Cetaphil moisturizer. This is like my third layer because I'm literally like the driest person known to man. But I woke up and my skin is feeling really soft, which is nice because I've been breaking out really badly. For me, that looks like just being like super dry and my skin being like so flaky. So feels good waking up this morning. It is probably like 8:30 in the morning. We filmed a pod at Dom's apartment, so luckily and unluckily in the sense that we live in LA, luckily I get to just literally go over to my bestie's apartment. We've been there a million times. It's no tea. Unluckily for me, now that I live much more east than I used to, that turns the drive into like a 30-minute drive. So we meet up at 10. That means I leave here at like 9:30. A story before, I literally used to live like 10 minutes away from Dom, so I could genuinely get there 10 minutes before, but it's fine because I love having a whole morning. I'm gonna get ready, make some breakfast, read Faith's Substack, drink the rest of my coffee. So I'm very lucky to have just mornings because I have to wake up early anyway. Here's the coffee of the day. I should have put it in a clear cup, but I genuinely didn't think I was filming till about 10 minutes ago. So unfortunately, you can't really see my coffee this morning, but an iced coffee and a half is like my morning breakfast drink. We're filming 2 episodes today. I don't know if that's too like behind the curtain, but because Dom and I are traveling so much in the next couple weeks, we're filming a couple episodes backlogged to make sure that we can still come out every week. So excited to film today because Dom and I haven't been in the same room in genuinely like a month. And what's so funny about the pod is like we really will like actually just have our regular keys on the pod. I mean, obviously we talk off camera as well, but like sometimes when it's something like this where she got back from Europe literally like yesterday and we haven't really seen each other since she got back, like we're about to key. Yesterday I FaceTimed Dom because I was like panicking about buying like traveling stuff, and so I FaceTimed her while I was at TJ Maxx, and when I literally saw her face, like the joy that I felt is like so awesome. I try to never take that for granted. Obviously, I love my friends so much and they're like the best part of me and the best part of my life. But like it's little moments like that where I'm like, oh my god, girl. So long story short, as always, I'm just really grateful to be a girl, and I'm really grateful for my girl friendships because damn, like that's my girl, you know? And we knew that though. It's just, oh my god, I know it's like so tired and corny and played out, although I never think like gratitude is tired and corny. I'm just like, holy shit, like we grind a lot for the pod, obviously, so I think sometimes I just get caught up in like the grind and like it's fun and we get to just like do it and put it out and all these things. But like every like 2 weeks I get hit with the notion of like, holy shit, this is what we do, and I get to just go and hang out and talk with my best friend, and at this point in time, like we're making a living off of that, and I just can't even like fathom how that is real. So grateful to everyone who like spends time with us and offers us their time and supports us and all these things, because genuinely I never thought that this would be my life, and I don't know, it's just crazy. Like, yeah, we started the pod and sure that could be like a goal, you know what I mean? Like it would be so great if we could just do this full time and all these things, but like doing it full time, I could like actually cry. Doing this full time is just like the most insane gift, and I never ever want to not express just like how grateful I am. It's just like so insane. It's like so insane, and every time I think about it I'm like, oh my god, this is so insane. And what's even crazier is like there's a sort of cognitive dissonance that happens doing this, for me at least, where it's crazy because it genuinely is so natural and it's so real. Like when we talk about how we hang out like it is so true to what we do in real life and like what we would have done with or without the pod, that like seeing the ways that my life is changing because of that almost feels like disconnected, if that makes sense. Like it feels like I look around now and I'm genuinely like, what the hell is going on? Like looking at the next 2 months, like traveling, just going on tour for the East Coast and Chicago, like being able to travel after that with my best friend and take a vacation, like being afforded those things, that all is just so insane to remember that it comes from Dom and I just talking and like taking a chance. It never ceases to hit me exactly the same way, which is like racking my body with disbelief and just like intense gratitude. Like I'm genuinely like, guys, like I can't believe that this is our lives. But obviously I'm just like so grateful. I shouldn't say obviously, I am just so grateful. I like can't even like fathom it sometimes. Anyway, let's get back on track, see, because this is how I end up being late. I don't really tend to use foundation because I'm literally like, my skin is the most sensitive ever, and if I start to like cake stuff on, she's like, oh hell no. So I'm using this Rare Beauty concealer. I've had this literally for years. I'm probably gonna do a pretty large like makeup order before I leave for tour, so I'm excited to like try new products and things like that because everything's starting to run out. But as of right now, I'm genuinely like using concealer to just cover up some of my, like, I'm having my summer discoloration, just like even out my skin. It's funny because for the pod, it's like I don't really want to DTM, but then sometimes I like will see clips back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot that people actually can see me. Ultimately though, I'm kind of like, I show up as I am, show up how I want to, just because that's just like real, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna stick beside it. And like sometimes on the days when I'm like, ooh, like, okay, she look a little rough, I'm like, but that's what I look like now. You know what I mean? And I'm getting comfortable with that because it's like, girl, this is just kind of like what it is. I'm coming to realize that like when we record, it genuinely is like stage makeup. Like half of the efforts that we're putting in, you know what I mean, are just like washed away. Now I'm using the Tower 28 concealer, which I love so much. They sent this to me. The shade is in Playa, and I just be using it to, you know, brighten up my face a little bit. I'm also like not the makeup guru, like I kind of just like know it works and I stick with it. And I'm also somebody who shies away from like a really fierce beat just because my skin is so sensitive. Also, I have all my brushes in a little cup. It sounds like markers when you were in like elementary school. Except I'm using blush, which I use the Rhode blush. This is genuinely like my favorite blush that I think I've ever used. It's the Rhode blush in Toasted Teddy. I think the color is like genuinely perfect. And again, she is kind of giving like light coverage tease, so I do lock her in with a powder. But anyway, as far as life is going, things are moving so insanely. I feel like, I don't know, I'm in this constant struggle, and I'm talking about this in therapy right now, where I'm realizing that I'm a perfectionist in a lot of ways, and my self-talk tends to be very like, oh, you could do this better, like you could do this better, you could do more, you could do more. And I'm seeing how that translates into my mindfulness, because this year has genuinely been flying by in a way that I don't think I've ever experienced before. We're just really busy people. You get so busy in your 20s, God forbid you literally live in Los Angeles, California. I'm experiencing kind of the prophecy that everyone talks about, where you turn like mid-20s and all of a sudden like everybody's super busy and everything's changing and everyone's leaving and everyone's staying. And I think that's been the theme this year, is everything has just been changing and constant and super busy. And I feel very lucky and I feel very fortunate that it's all good things. And ultimately, I kind of feel like you can't complain about the plate when you wanted to eat. But anyway, that kind of looks like this self-talk I've been having with myself of feeling like time is flying and also feeling like I'm not present enough all the time, which in and of itself doesn't lend itself to being very present if I'm literally micromanaging how present I'm supposed to be. But it does feel like that. Like you look up and it's literally mid-July and I'm like, oh, the year's kind of over. I've been living very like day-to-day, week-to-week, and things like tour, like yes, I knew that they were coming. We kind of took on a last-minute trip right before tour, which grateful, reason for everything, super excited, but within the scheme of like, trying to be confident in feeling like you have enough time for everything. Probably not the best move ever. It's okay though. I would do it again. So with that, you look up and it's mid-July, and all of a sudden all the things that you knew were kind of towards the end of the year are next week. It just feels a little overwhelming right now. I'm also ADHD Barbie, and I recognize the way that that makes it feel like there's a million and one things, you know? Like, yes, there's a million things, but she be feeling like there's a million and one. I don't know, the last, like, couple days, I've been really feeling the overwhelm of all of those things, and I'm trying to stay grounded in something. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury, she's a little dirty, sorry. The Charlotte Tilbury airbrush powder. Dawn put me on. Love it. She's a very like light powder, but she's low-key perfect. It's like the best powder I think I've ever used. Like this. So I guess kind of worth it for like a little bit more money. And again, like I'm super grateful for all of the things. I feel very, very lucky to be having the year that I'm having. I cannot believe we're going on tour. Like, I genuinely can't believe, like, I just can't believe it. I'm going to have so much fun and then look back and be like, girl, there's nothing to worry about. I already know that. But, of course, miss one size. They're all really good things, and I'm genuinely so excited. I think it's just things, you know what I mean? Like planning things and figuring things out and knowing what to pack, knowing how much to pack, like all of these things. And on top of that, like very new experiences, obviously. So it's like extra whoa, because I've never toured before and I've never gone to Europe before, and I've honestly never been gone for a whole month before. So I'm just like, I don't even know what that's gonna look like, and I'm trying my best to just be a functioning human being at the moment. But obviously, again, like all great things, I would never complain about the plate when I wanted to eat, but I'm just trying to eat. You know what I mean? Like, it's at the part where like you talk about the plate, you manifest all these things, you want all these things, and then they come to you, and it's like, how do you receive it? How do you receive it without stressing yourself out? Blah, 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 blah. Gotta hit him with the 2016, seriously. The Milk Makeup Cush Brow Lamination. I literally got this from the Nike Half Marathon because Milk was one of their partners, and so they were giving out a bunch of Milk makeup stuff, and I'm loving her. Like, my brow literally be like, girl, hey. I'm like, hey. This is kind of a dark setup. Sorry, everyone. Not lending myself to being the most lighting forward right now. It's a little bit like gloomy in LA, which is crazy. I would show you these lashes up close, but they're a little bit dirty because I used them once. I got these lashes from Miniso, and dude, Daiso used to sell these lashes that were similar to this, where they're kind of like really separated and like spiked out. And yes, were they genuinely made out of like plastic? Absolutely, but they're my favorite lashes ever, and then they stopped selling them. So I'm always in the market for kind of like a spiked out lash. Living very day to day, not really making a lot of time for myself, which honestly, if I'm being real, to me, is fine, because I love hanging out with my friends. I love doing all these things. Me therapized, though, would be like, okay, girl, like, we would probably feel a little bit less stressed out if I took, like, a day off a week, which my mother has been telling me since I was literally a teenager, that I should take a day off a week. But, you know, I will fill up every bit of time that I'm free with something to do just because I want to, and because I'm thinking about things very short term. In other updates, specifically pod related, again, I'm so excited to get back in the stew. I'm so excited to see the girls. I'm so excited to talk. We're gonna have so much fun on tour. Like, it's literally like the dream team, and again, I'm just like overwhelmed with gratitude to be able to do what we do with the girls that I do it with, and I just love them so much. And there's just like nobody I would rather hit the road for 2 weeks with. Tour is just gonna be so insane. Like, I'm so excited to travel with the girls. We have a lot of like really sick, exciting things kind of like happening behind the scenes for the pod, and it's funny, like, I remember when Dom was going to Europe, I was like, oh my god, you're gonna be gone for so long, which she was gone for a long time, I guess, like LA time, but like ultimately the time apart is nice because we've been grinding, and it did give us time to kind of like live our lives and be able to come back together. And just have new experiences to talk about and all of these things, although it's not that we ever run out of anything to talk about. But there is something so nice about like taking time apart and then coming back together. It really just like brings the magic back, you know? I'm just really excited to hear about our Europe trip. But anyway, we have a lot of things going on behind the scenes, which we are working really hard to be girls who are able to travel and also have an episode out every week. So we're kind of going back into like a fierce filming schedule for the next like couple days, and then the little bit of time we have in between Mexico and tour, we will also be hitting the club pretty fiercely. We are cooking crazy, and this life is so insane, and I'm just like really happy to be here at the end of the day. We have a lot of things, a lot of moving parts for the podcast. Literally the most insane shout out ever to Savannah, because she is like the reason that we are still afloat. Like, we have a million moving parts and she's like holding every single one of them in her hands. And I don't ever take that for granted, because without her, the sink or swim would feel much more sinky, and keeping our heads afloat is already like a thing, because, you know, there's a million things, especially with like tour coming up, there's so many things to think about and all these things that need to be in play to make sure that it runs smoothly and that we can just like go and do our best and have a good time. And Sav is a huge part of that, like if not the whole entire thing, and she is like the reason that we can show up the way that we show up. So I will never not give Savannah her flowers, because she deserves all of the flowers. I literally can't stress that enough. I'm going in with more Milk Makeup, this mascara. Again, I got it from the Nike run, and it is really, really tea. Like, in essence, life is just insane. Like, everything is changing. Everybody's doing their own thing, and I think you get into your mid-20s and you really feel kind of like the instability of everyone doing their own thing and figuring out their life and grinding, really. I mean, obviously I live in a really specific city to have that sentiment. I'm literally in the city of artists and dreamers and people with all of these aspirations and goals, and it's so nice to be here and to be affirmed every day and to have a bunch of friends who have similar goals as mine, and just be in a space where we can all figure it out together. And, you know, with that comes like and the instability of everyone chasing their dreams, you know what I mean? Like, Keelan is moving to grad school in September, which I literally can't even think about too much. And if you know me, or if you don't know me, Keelan and I have literally been in each other's lives since college, and we've lived together for like 4 years now. We moved to LA together, and he's just like such a huge part of my life and my LA experience and who I am as an artist and as a person. And we've always really been there for each other in terms of, you know, the life of an artist, like freelancing when we moved here and all these things. Like, I really couldn't have done any of this and had half the courage that I have without him being in my life. And in September, he's going to grad school. I'm not going to dox him with the specifics, obviously, but he's going to grad school, not here. So he's moving. And even that in and of itself is just so insane, like such an insane change. And that's going to be a whole thing to process in and of itself. But ultimately, that's the dream. Going in with Miss Freck XL because she is the only. And I just go over my beauty marks because, and then I add one right here. Just because. My combo right now is the NYX lip liner in Downtown Beauty. This has been my go-to lip. She's pretty like true brown to my kind of like tone, so I'll show you. Like, I've been wearing her as an everyday kind of like on some subtle, just something a little subtle, you know what I mean? But the other one that I've been using and that I'll use today for filming, just because, like I said, it kind of does give stage makeup, is the Tower 28 pencil in, let's find the color, Draw Me, question mark? Not sure if that's the shade name. It's just a little darker of a brown, so I'll use her for filming because I feel like she shows up better on camera. And then I've been going in with the Haus Labs PhD hybrid lip oil in, I don't know, girl, she just says 10 at the bottom. Like, I feel like it's the perfect like little pinky lip oil to like bring everything together. And then this is the lip that I've been rocking with lately. Feeling nasty, I'll go in with the Ole Hendrix, obviously, and this is in Cocoa Creme. This is the best. I love this so much for my lips, and she's never dried me out. She's perfect. I think the color's so pretty, and it's like a good gloss that's also hydrating. I'm honestly pretty much ready to go. I'll throw on a little bit of perfume for the girls. You and I by One Direction. Genuinely, guys, like, this is my favorite perfume, like, ever. And you know what's so funny? I'm running out of it. Every time I wear this perfume, people are like, oh my god, you smell so good. I don't know if it's just, like, my scent, you know what I mean? Like, people say that, like, some scents smell better on you. Every time I wear that perfume, people literally compliment me. I will wear my expensive perfume. No one says anything. Like, no one has anything to say, and it's just, like, we need to be honest. We need to call it what it is. Like, they ate with that perfume. So that's how I get ready for the pod. And I'm going to go make breakfast, eat my breakfast, water, blah, 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 and then go to Dom's house and film. I'm literally so excited, guys. Like, oh my gosh, distance makes the heart grow fonder. Like, and I didn't know it could be any fonder, like, genuinely, but I'm so excited to key with my girl. It's going to be so fun. We're working on things that are very, very exciting, and I'm really excited to be able to talk to everyone about it. I, again, am so humbled and just so thankful to everyone who supports the pod, who supports us, who listens to us, and who offers us their time. We are genuinely just like two girls. I never take the love and the support for granted, ever, 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 ever. The podcast has absolutely changed my life, and I'm just a girl in the world who is just really, really lucky to be here. So anyway, gonna finish getting ready, going to go eat, gonna go have breakfast, and then gonna go key with my best friends. And I'm just really grateful. So thank you guys for being here too. Thanks for being on this channel. Again, it really is just like a video diary and something that I get to look back on and see myself grow and just see things change. And I'm really grateful that you're here and that you've offered me time, and just grateful that you're here with me and that I get to share that with anyone, really. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Overwhelmed with gratitude, and I hope everyone has an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.